Right, folks, welcome back to Glasgow News. Right, once again, I'm on the local rag here in Glasgow, the Daily Record. This is a story by Sarah Vesti. All right, Sarah, um, welcome to Glasgow News, hen. Your story made it. So, this is a shockeroonie. A shockeroonie. Nicola Sturgeon's husband, Peter Murrell, has been arrested in connection with with the SNP financial probe. Now, we all know there's been rumours and allegations that there is an ongoing probe into the financial or some alleged financial irregularities. That's a big word. That's going to be the word of the day. Irregularity. Yeah, I like that word. I use that word all the time. Anyway, so they've been looking into alleged financial misconduct surrounding the SNP finances. Now, this man, it says here, the 58-year-old remains in custody after being arrested, and he was arrested apparently, right? Because they're using the term arrested. He's not been detained, he's not been questioned, it says arrested as a suspect in connection with the ongoing investigation into the funding and finances of the Scottish National Party. So who is he? Apart from being Nicola Sturgeon, the Queen of the North's husband, partner, I don't know, whatever you want to call it these days, because she is very progressive, isn't she? Um, I don't know whether he is or was the chief executive of the Scottish National Party, and he would be directly responsible for the membership. That's his sort of portfolio, right? You know, he would have to deal with all the ins and outs on a daily basis of the party itself, not the politics, the party, the finances, and all the rest of it, the donations. You know, send a letter out to him because he's left and all the rest of it. Well, it's kind of emerged just before he resigned that up to 32,000 members have left the party. So that's a lot of money that they're losing. That's a lot of support that they're losing. We can go into the reasons why people might be leaving. I've got my own ideas about that. It could be connected to the progressive way the Queen of the North took the party, right? But to be honest with you, most of these shits in that parliament are all the same. They all stick their horn up. Oh yes, we agree with the tranny agenda. Oh yes, oh that's correct. Yes, they're all virtue signalling bampots, right? Who wouldn't know a real Scot if they fell at him in the street, right? They're all kid on Scots, all right. Now the only real Scots. No, I'm kicking off. I'm sorry. Let's get back to shut up. Right, okay. So it says here the 58-year-old remains in custody. I said that already. A number of searches are being carried out at various addresses as part of the investigation. Police Scotland have confirmed. Yeah, that's right. Because it says here on this other headline, police raided the SNP head office in Edinburgh amid probe into party finances. So aye, they're right. You're right. They're everywhere. But here's the worst thing. Look outside the Queen of the North's house. They've got a big giant tent there. Now that's like, what was that guy that used to say all the time? There's been a murder. It looks like there's been a murder outside Nicola Sturgeon's house. Maybe they've dug up Alex Salmond. Maybe they've found him. She buried him in her front lawn. I don't know. But it does look kind of mad. They've set up that tent. Maybe they've got cups of tea and all that in there. Because they're certainly they're just going to talk to the guy about finances. But what I want to point out to you is this, and what I believe. We can have a laugh about it. We can say what we want, but this is a heavy thing for them as a couple, isn't it? Think about it, right? Now, you could say she knew this all along, right? Well, she did know that there was an ongoing investigation, and her popularity is, hit the flare. Now, that could be a hangover for COVID, but I think it's more to do with her progressive attitude that she suddenly seemed to be the spokesman for. I don't know what happened, and there's been all sorts of rumours around her sexuality because of that. Is that why she did that? That's the rumour mill. I don't want to get involved in the rumour mill because whatever you might think here, she is a person, right? And her husband, the person she sleeps with, has been lifted and given her position as apart from being traumatic, it's very embarrassing for her, right? Never mind what it's done to that party, okay? They'll be having a field day with it. But what I need you to know is that what you need to take away from this is that he's not been arrested because his pockets are filled with £1 coins, right? Not like me. You see, I used to work on the Erskine Bridge toll. You know, when you went across, you would pay the money. Well, I would get home with my pockets filled with pound coins. But that's a completely different story, right? I had special trousers made with leather inserts because, the weight of the pound coins. Anyway, never mind. What you need to understand about the reason he's been arrested, he's been arrested. I believe it's a specific charge, right? And it's to do with a Contempt of Court Act, 1981 Contempt of Court Act. And if you look at, we're not going to go into this document. This is the Contempt of Court Act 1981. All right. Now I'm not going to go through that because, unlike me, you aren't a lawyer. What I'll show you is this wee part here. So it says here, a person is not guilty of contempt of court under the strict liability rule as the publisher of any matter to which the rule applies, if at the time of publication, having taken reasonable care, he does not know and has no reason to suspect that relevant proceedings are active. That basically, that's the section that would say a person is not guilty if they take proper care when proceedings are active. So has Peter sent a letter, sent a text, or whatever, mentioned this investigation in an attempt to do whatever, and has been now arrested in contempt of court? Now that will go further. I don't know if the man's a lawyer, but it seems quite amateurish that he would get himself caught up in that. I don't think Nicola, because I think she's quite a good solicitor. I don't think, and she's got vast experience now, hasn't she? Given the position that she's held, I don't think she would be as silly as that, right? That's a sort of schoolboy error. You don't, from his perspective, from his position, you don't get involved in an ongoing investigation that's happening round about you. I mean, the investigation was so serious that he had to resign. So he might have already done something in relation to that, and that's why I think, so you can still get to jail for it. Don't get me wrong. It's they regard it as very serious, especially if you're like a chief executive. In other words, so that's my take on that. There'll be lots of people who say it's because this, that, and the next thing. I'm not really going to get involved in that. I can talk about how I feel about the SNP at another time, what I think about Nicola at another time, and how she destroyed her career, her legacy, and the state of the party now with Yummy Yumza, or whatever his name is, in charge. The guy that says we're all racists. Anyway, that's my take on that. If you like the content, hit the like button, share and subscribe, because that's all I've got to say about it. Peace out.
How dare you!